This is ERP simulation game. Actually, the game that we are going to play is the most fundamental level, and we have more complicated levels of simulation games, but we're not going to be playing that game. And it's also something that we have to buy, but distribution game is free, so I'm going to be just playing distribution game only. And ERP, abbreviation of Enterprise Resource Planning. Objective of playing this game is to both to learn SAP, the top ERP firm in the world, and it originated from Germany, and it has a large presence in the world and the United States as well. And I mentioned it to you that the headquarters is located in Newtown Square, Pennsylvania, which is about 1 hour away from Glassboro. So it's very doable to work for such a company, and it'll be great. Fortune 500 companies are implementing this technology, and it's in demand. So knowing this technology will be a resume building activities for you. So that's why I am teaching this module to you. We are playing the distribution game. We are not manufacturing anything or determining the mode of logistics such as train or airplane and truck. We are not determining that. We are only simplifying everything that and saying that we are going to make decisions on distribution only. What you do is you don't have to manufacture, you don't have to think about the mode of transportations, but only focus on the price of the products and how to distribute that throughout Germany. Actually, the market is Germany now. It's the company that you are going to be running to simplify everything. Say you are dealing with only 6 products, and they are all water beverages. We have the 2 types: 1 liter water bottle or 500 milliliter bottle, which is smaller than the other one. And you have 3 brands. First one is Clear Pure. It's purely water only. And Spritz is a carbonated product. So when you are drinking, it's like drinking, in a sense, drinking like a Coke. That's Spritz. And then the third one is lemon Spritz. In addition to this carbonated water, you put lemon, and that is lemon Spritz. And as you can see, the starting inventory is 1,000, right? 1,000, and its product name is $B01 1 liter. So this $ means your team name. Say you are in Team Alpha, then it's going to be AA-B01. Say it's Bravo, then BB-B01. So that's the name of the products. And you are going to start with 1,000. That's given. You are assuming that you have inventory of 1,000 water bottles, and it will determine individual bottles. I think it's boxes of 1,000 bottles, and you are going to sell that to your consumers. And the cost of the box is 12 euros, and it's similar to American dollar value these days, but you used to be 1.5 times more expensive than a dollar. Anyway, it's 12 euros. That's the 1 liter bottle, bigger one. And surprisingly, the smaller one, 500 milliliter bottle, is 16.99 euros. So it might be because it has more bottles, and more touch has to be involved in small bottles. That's why it's more expensive. So 17 euros. And the initial price that is given to you is 16 euros for the first ones, and then 20 euros for the second one. And your job, one of the job, is to determine the price. So you can decide to sell it higher than 15.99 euros So you can say, oh, I'm going to sell it as 17.99, or I can make it cheaper, 14.99, right? So you have to make the decision with your team members what your price point will be for each product. Clear Pure, you can make the price decision, and also for spirits, you can make a similar decision. So this is more advanced products, and you have 1,000 boxes of these products uh, respectively, and prices are more expensive than that because the cost is more expensive. So three euros are more expensive. So you have to make the decision how to make your strategy. And if you took a business policy, there is a high-end strategy or low-cost strategy, and there are a variety of strategies that you can utilize. So what kind of strategy do you want to use? Do you want to diversify or go for high-end um, strategy, or you just want to go for low-end strategy like Walmart, or do you want to become like a Tesla, or you want to be like a Target? You sell a little bit of everything, right? So you have to make up your mind as a team, and there's no right thing and at this point. And the goal is to win the competition amongst yourself. And there are 8 teams, and if find yourself to dominate the market with a good strategy, that will be great. But more important thing is I want students to have clear thoughts and rationales. They are not just responding to how market changes, but if they have something there in mind, and philosophy and values, and put them into practice, that will be great. So again, there are three products: Clear Pure, Spritz, and Lemon Spritz. And under each brand name, you have two different kind of product, a larger one or smaller one. And depending on your strategy, you need to change your price. Here's the market. All of you need to be aware of what kind of market you are dealing with. So this is a Germany market, and you have North and West and South market. Only three regions only, and depending on this market characteristics, you need to make decisions about how to advertise. Do you want to advertise in North more or West more or South more or equally? That decisions have to be made. And here are the preferences of the market or characteristics of the market. In the West, there are 40 grocery stores, and in the North, 45 grocery stores, and in the South, 38 grocery stores. So you can tell that North regions is the largest region where you can sell. There are more consumers than southern region. And in the West, it's kind of small, but still there are so many people. So 40 distribution stores are located. Approximate market size is 220 euros per team per week. So kind of at the maximum, approximately you can set up to 220,000 euro per team per week. That's how this simulation was designed. And, one single price list. You cannot change your price for each region. You have only one price for entire Germany across three regions. So West, South, North, all are going to have the same price point. Um, however, if you, in terms of in terms of marketing decisions, you can spend different money for each market. For example, say I want to spend 1% of my revenue for marketing in the South for some reason. I think I want to focus on the South more than the other region. So I want to spend 5% of my revenue in South region. Or you can say Western region, North region is the largest region, so I want to spend the most money here in marketing. So in that case, you can say I'm going to spend, say, 5% of money in North, and then West region 3%, and South region 1%. Or you can say half a percent for all the regions. Or if you are using, price strategy or low cost strategy, we don't really have to um, spend a lot of money in marketing. It's a low cost. It's really cheap. So maybe I can sell it across the regions very well if I lower the price points and spend less in marketing. Or you can say, I'm going for high end strategy. I'm going to advertise heavily, and I'm going to spend 5% of my revenue for marketing. However, I'm going to increase the product price. So it's an open question, and you as a team have to decide what kind of strategy you are going to pursue, and depending on your strategy, I hope you will set the price and also marketing expenses. Here's the company valuation. So if you are a finance major, here is the formula for company value. Equals yearly profit over company discount rate. And company discount rate, yearly profit is easy to understand. It's revenue minus cost times 12 months, right? So that's an easy calculation. And company discount rate is market risk rate plus company risk rate. The market decides your rating. So you have a triple A rating or triple B rating. So the market decides your risk and also market risk, and that is done by simulation. And here is the game layout and rules. So the game layout is that it consists of 3 rounds. So first round 20 minutes, second round 20 minutes, and third round 20 minutes. So here is from the right to the left. So first round is over here. That deals with marketing expenses planning and the change price list. So these are the 2 decisions that you are going to make as a team. So that's our first round, and we are going to spend 20 minutes, 1 minute representing 1 day. So we are assuming that 1 month we're going to spend for first round, and we are going to quickly process that, and 1 minute representing 1 day. So 20 days of decision is going to be made. One thing that I want you to note is that once you make the decisions, it takes 3 minutes or 3 days for that change will be reflected in your system. So there's always, lag between your decision and implementation. So this simulation takes that into account. So remember that your decision does not immediately come into effect, but it takes 3 days or 3 minutes to be reflected in your simulation. And then second round is once you are done with marketing expenses and the price list strategy, then we move on to now how to create purchase orders. Because on the first round, you had 1,000 inventories per each product, in total 6,000 inventories. After first round, you are going to spend, some product will sell well, some product will not. Maybe you are out of stock or you have a lot of inventories. At that time, now using this purchase order, you are going to replenish your inventory. So that's a second round. So you can make decision, do I want to go up to 1,000 or 1,500, or what is my strategy, right? So I don't want to sell a lot, but increase my profit margin. So depending on your strategy, you want to make these purchase orders as you want, and then spend the 20 minutes, and then in round 2, you are going to make 3 decisions now. Now you have this replenishment decision at first, and then you also need to make decisions about your price points and marketing expenses. If you want to make any changes with that, that can be done in round 2. And in round 3, we have another 20 minutes, and here now we include forecasting decisions and also MRP run decisions. So in this phase, you are going to say, yeah, now I think I understand my market pretty well and how my products are positioned in the market. And I can tell that at this rate, based on the data and analysis that I have done with my team members, I think we can make, say, 1,500 sales of product or pure water or spritz or lemon spritz. And depending on your forecast, based on the data, you create your forecast. And then after forecast, you have to run MRP so that your forecast can be reflected in your production system. And then that production will be reflected to the order and it'll be delivered to you. So it takes 3 days for you to receive your order from your production facility. So um, after MRP run and you made a purchase order, then it takes about 3 minutes for you to receive that order to arrive in your places or in other distribution center. So here in round three, you are going to make decisions in forecasting. And if you do forecasting, you have to run MRP to reflect it. And to do that, you also need to create a purchase order. And then to do that, you also need to make decisions about your marketing expenses and price list. So all these 5 decisions have to be made in round 3. So round 3 is the most advanced part in this simulation, and you are going to implement that all together. Today we are going to run round 1 and round 2 and round 3 hopefully, and hopefully we'll be able to go through this. Any questions so far?
I have a question.
Okay.
So does it list all the expenses that are factored in somewhere? Like, is there a specific amount for like transportation expenses or like a variety of other supply chain expenses?
That's a good question, Rose. So we don't have that logistics expenses included in the simulation. There are games, logistics module of this game, and that includes that complexity. However, in this game, we are just considering distribution cost, and we have only marketing expenses included, not logistics expenses in the simulation.